Hey y'all, Blendies, welcome back to my review and also welcome to the newcomers. So today, as teased in my post, I brought the Alien figure from NECA. This is the ultimate Big Chap action figure. So this is, of course, the 40th anniversary Big Chap figure that most of you guys are pretty much aware of, but what makes this guy a bit different from the other ones, the previous ones, is that this is the 2025 reissue. How do you know that? You look at the number at the bottom part on the barcode. It says 25 for the last two numbers. That indicates the year of manufacture. So do be aware of that whenever you get NECA figures. And yeah, I already did a 2025 reissued version of Freddy Krueger figure, so please do go check that out if you're interested to see how NECA has improved their figures with this year's reissue. So anyways, nothing too different from the previous releases, not gonna lie. And yeah, let's have a look at the box. Simplistic, Alien, love the logo, Big Chap Ultimate Edition. At the top, it says the same stuff. At the side, a bunch of alien eggs. At the back, you get some cool images of Big Chap itself, facehugger, chestburster with the egg there. At the side, nothing much at the bottom. Inside, we see another picture of Big Chap. And Big Chap has always been my favorite figure. When it comes to alien figures as a whole, like including like McFarlane and other companies whoever made alien figures, like Big Chap is my favorite alien out of all the things available out there. So yeah, before we get to Big Chap itself, we're gonna go through the accessories as usual. And as we do go through the accessories, I might have to tell you the serious QC issues I had with this particular figure. Not Big Chap itself, because he's absolutely fine. It's the accessories that I'm truly disappointed with. And let me tell you right now. So first, we do have Facehugger. We do have the Facehugger. I hope I can make it a bit brighter. There we go. So we do have the Facehugger. Please do focus. There we go. So bendy wire, cool. These stuffs are bendable because it has bendy wire, but every time I move it around, I feel like there's like a slight crack between these molds. It's probably the finalized coating that's peeling off every time I try to move this bendy wire stuff, so I don't recommend you to do so. Well, yeah, there's always a problem with thin bendy wire parts when it comes to action figures, right? But besides that, the painting, the things are really nicely done. There could have been more detail at the bottom here, over here. I don't know, I'm not a way too big fan of the painting, but still it is a decent job that they have done. Here comes one of the first issue that I want to tell you. So Chestburster is really nicely done, don't get me wrong. It is, you see all the blood, the details, you see its shorted arms at the front, bloody, love it. I do have the life-size Chestburster figure in my storage, so I might do a review of that in the future, not too far from now. So yeah. But here comes the problem. Same goes with Facehugger. This thing has a bandy wire inside, so it does move around, but you see, the tip part of the tail broke instantly as soon as I try to articulate it. It's extremely fragile. You see the bandy wire there, right? It's so fragile, and I don't want to deal with these kind of issues again. But trust me, this is not even the worst QC issue for this figure particularly. Now I'm gonna get to the egg. There's a hole under there because there's gonna be a base which has the massive QC issue. But it is nicely painted, very disgusting. Look at that, glossy, with the brown colors everywhere, with some gray color and some weathering at the top. That is cool. And we can keep the facehugger inside like that, so that is pretty cool stuff, right? And the last part of the accessory is the base of the egg. Now this is the problem that I had. So what's wrong about it? I do not see any issues. Yes, you might say that, but here's the thing. If you look over here right now, do you see this white part? Yes, this thing came broken, and inside a box there were no broken parts inside. It wasn't included there, so I have to make one with putty or epoxy putty or something right now. They didn't even give me a chance to just super glue it back on there. the broken piece was not included in the box, and I'm truly disappointed with NECA regarding this particular issue. I do like the figure, don't get me wrong, but these kind of issues, come on, at least include the broken part inside. Like, what are you doing, NECA? I don't know what they're gonna do about these issues, and I really hope this is just my figure that this thing is a thing, you know, for me. I wish this isn't the case for you other collectors if you're trying to pick this up, but I truly hope you don't have to go through this, because it is truly heartbreaking situation as a collector. But still, you know, if I display this broken part so that it faces backwards like that, it will not do much. I cannot see it, so that is cool, isn't it? We can keep it like that. Put the face hugger in there. So face hugger technically is the only good enough accessory that I currently have from this set, but still the tail seems quite fragile, just like the chest burster. Let's just keep it like that, and now we're gonna get to Big Chap. This is what we're here for, aren't we? There we go. Hi, Big Chap. Lovely alien, isn't it? Lovely xenomorph, alien, whatever you want to call it. So it absolutely is an amazing piece. I'm going to tell you right now. I do love it a lot. When you look at the dome, it's like half crystal clear, you know what I mean? It's not super clear, as you can see. And yeah, you see the skull inside. Very disturbing, but that is what Big Chap is, you know? Big Chap is supposed to have these translucent plastic so that you can see the dome inside. You can also see the skull inside. That is really cool. The jaw is really nicely done. I love how this thing is aligned to the back over here. Same goes to the side of the head. I swear, Big Chap it has the best face design for Xenomorph. At least that's what I think. I just do love Big Chap the most when it comes to Xenomorph. My second favorite is Queen, Xenomorph Queen. So yeah. Anyways, but just to be aware, these plastic or translucent plastic doesn't always come with like very nicely finalized. It's not finalized smoothly all the time. You see this part over here, yeah, it's kind of rough. Same for the back side over here. It's kind of roughly textured, but that's just translucent plastic in general. Maybe I would have not been able to identify if might have not been able to identify if it wasn't a translucent plastic. If it was completely in black or something, it would have been easier to hide those kind of things. But that is what translucent plastic does in general. That is really cool. And once you open the jaw, his inner jaw pops out very easily. Somehow, like, I didn't have a hard time removing this thing. It just pops out. It popped out instantly. And I do love how well it is painted inside too. Very nice. Lovely. Inner jaw. Look at that. I love all the weathering there. I just push it slightly and close the jaw back like that. And we're all good to go. I love how the ribcage has a bit of brownish color scheme everywhere. And yeah, I didn't actually knew that this color scheme was a thing for Big Chap. I thought it was just completely in black kind of thing. Color. Guess I'm wrong though, but that is really cool. I love it. It's better than I expected when it's outside of the box, rather than this guy staying inside the box. So the arms are really nicely done. Love these sticking out elbow part over here. Classic. All these patterns you see, that is just amazing. Same goes with the hand. There are no interchangeable hands, but I don't really see why I really need one, especially for Big Chap. It's technically a guy in a suit, right? You have to know that. Same goes to the other arm. The thigh is really nicely done. I love how these, like horizontally aligned patterns are on almost everywhere. Stomach, these pipe sections, the arms, thighs, lower leg as well. That is really cool. And I love how, thick the feet is, because it's supposed to be a guy in a suit again. So it's like more like a shoe compared to the other xenomorphs that we have, like Scorched Xenomorph that I used to review. That thing had a really thin piece for feet, because that thing was a animatronic. So the tail is nicely done too. This thing is in bendy wire as well. It has black wash everywhere. That is really cool. And it's kind of hard to see somehow because of the overall color scheme of this guy. But let's try. So the back part's really nicely done too. I love these pipes stuff at the back too. The spine's aligning in the middle. It's kind of hard to see, but there we go. The spine's aligned at the back. Really cool. And behind the head, there's a interesting feature about it. So you see this leaf kind of looking ones at the back over here. This is detachable so that you can move the head more backwards if you wish to. But sometimes this thing is kind of hard to pop back in, and if that's the case, you will have to heat up the peg hole that's at the back side. Do not heat up the peg. You don't want to soften that up. Instead, heat the peg hole that's on the back of this guy. So yeah, you do that, and yeah, that should do it. So when it comes to articulation, I just want to be extremely careful because this is my figure and I do not like playing with figures either. So the jaw, we already have seen it. It does move up and down. The head does move side to side, by the way. It does move side to side. And it does move up and down. The shoulder does move up about that much. It does move forwards and backwards. There's double jointed arm, which moves side to side as well, and the lower arm swivels too. The wrist swivels. There's an up and down hinge. This rib cage is in ball joints, so it does move around. It does. I'm just really trying to be careful with this particular figure because, like, I don't know, the design's really complicated and it's not really like a fully human-based figure. It's kind of hard to move. Well, the leg does move up, does move back. There's a thigh swivel. It moves side. It's in ball joint, by the way. So there's like a double jointed knee. It goes more than usual. And the feet is in ball joint, by the way. And there's like a hinge for the toe. It has a toe articulation. So that is pretty cool. That is pretty much it for the articulation. But for the tail, by the way, since it's in bandy wire, you can move it in any direction you want. So besides all the QC issues we have, regarding the accessories, by the way, but besides that, I think this figure is pretty decent enough. One of the best thing about this particular Xenomorph figure is that, well, I don't know if you can see it right now, but I don't have the tail that is holding it's not even touching the surface, the table, right? He easily can stand with both feet since they are kind of like a shoe. They are really thick piece over here, so you don't really have to worry about this big chap losing a balance and falling over on your shelf. Trust me. Like, it's in ball joint and it does not have a lot of range of motions when it comes to the angle joints, but yeah, I think that's a pretty good thing if you're more of a collector who likes to display stuff instead of taking a lot of photos, articulating the figure a lot. I wouldn't recommend it for articulation particularly, or taking of photos. But for like a displaying purpose with the details and stuff, I think this guy's really good figure. Well, to give this guy the overall thing out of 10, I'm gonna give it a 8 out of 10. Well, minus 1.5 because of the accessory QC issues I had, and minus 0.5 because of how the plastic, the translucent plastic is not that finalized well. Some of the parts are roughly textured still for the Xenomorph's dome. But besides that, the figure itself, it's near to perfect on my end. So I'll give it a 9.5 out of 10. Minus 0.5 just because of whatever the reason I just told you regarding the translucent plastic. So yeah, I think it is a pretty good figure. Really do love it. If you are a big fan of Alien or like any other Xenomorph, why not go for the classic? Like, this big chap is pretty cool. Well, that is pretty much it for today's review, guys. Yeah, it is. I always find it so challenging to review non-human based figure that has a decent amount of articulation. This one's kind of stiff and it is really hard to move somehow. So yeah, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. And yeah, I'll tease what I'm gonna review in the post next. It's the figure that where it does not have a review on YouTube yet, I'm pretty sure. Though I'm pretty sure it already has been released, so yeah, stay tuned for that. Keep your eye on my community post for the upcoming review then, next week. So I'll see you guys later on.